Hi everyone, thank you for joining. We'll just wait a few minutes to let any latecomers join before getting started. Okay, I think we'll get started. Thanks everyone for joining us for today's drop-in session on the Gastech app. For those that don't know me, my name is Nico and I am the lead for all exhibitor inquiries. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Everyone is currently on mute. So throughout the presentation, we'll from our Jamie, we'll just go through the presentation and have Q&As at the end. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them into the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat alongside a couple of members from DMG and answering questions as needed. Without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Jamie.
Good afternoon, good morning for those that is morning. Everyone can hear me, everyone can see my slides. Perfect. So my name's Jamie Burton. I'm VP of Digital for DMG Events. May have met some of you before, but if not, welcome. Nico has asked me to come along and just give a short run through of the Gastech Network app from an exhibitor's perspective. So you guys can be comfortable with any sort of process and obviously give you guys an opportunity to ask questions or at least get an idea of what our support network is to help you. And I'm always happy to help. I have a very short presentation to take you guys through. One is just to give you an understanding of the app provider we use and why. Give you an update on some of the features and some of the new stuff we're bringing in and how we're going to introduce AI, hopefully to really make your experience better. One question that I've been definitely told to cover is how to use the lead scanner and then how to add questions and export your contacts and then take you through any of the support that we offer and always happy to help and clearly questions. As Nico says, add them in the chat. I may not see them, but they may be able to answer, or I can certainly take them in the end. And I'll make sure that we share this slide deck with you guys, so you have it all if needed as well. So very, very quickly, I just want to give you an understanding. We use a provider called Eventbase. Eventbase are the #1 premium app out there. We use them on Gastech, on ADIPEC, and all our big events because they are the premium provider, and we want to make sure we're giving the best experience and give you some context. They do things like the Olympics, South by Southwest, CS, etc., and also, as I said, for DMG events. So these guys are the pinnacle of the event app world. For the Gastech network, it will do everything you expect of an app. It is the same provider we used last year for those of you that were at Gastech and ADIPEC, but we have added some new stuff based on feedback, based on experience, and based on new things like AI. But at a fundamental level, you'll have a profile, you'll be able to do networking with people, exhibitor listings, sponsor listings, map, the floor plan that was well received last year, scan leads. If you have access to conferences, you can look at your agenda, create your agendas, and everything you would expect of an app and more. The one bit that I really want to focus on for you guys, though, is Event Copilot. And I genuinely believe this is going to really change not just the exhibitors, but all attendees' experience of how they get the most from the app. And this is actually really quite cool and quite intuitive, and that this will be your front end. This will be how you can interact with people. And what's quite interesting is that you can do it either by typing text or by voice. and it can do in the region of 60 plus languages, which I think is very interesting as well. And this is going to be, as an example, you could go, I'm free at 1 p.m. Could you suggest some stuff for me? And now it may, based on your profile, based on your interest, whatever, suggest some people to meet. If you've got access to conferences, it might suggest some sessions. And for example, if you go, I'd like to meet Nico in my example, it could go off and go, great, would you like me to reach out and arrange that for you? What times would you like? Where would you like to meet, etc.? What time slots are there? And this will be the engine for you to really drive engagement, because the size and scale of the event and the amount of attendees and amount of exhibitors, hopefully this will allow you to use technology to maximize the value you get, be that meeting people or organizing stuff for you. This will be a game changer, in my opinion. And I'm happy to answer more questions if you guys have things later. The bit that I've been asked to cover really in depth is both lead scanning questions and exporting leads. Now, the very first step to be able to have lead scan is to make sure your staff are registered as exhibitors. If they're registered as exhibitors, they will automatically get the ability to scan leads, and that comes through a little button which is on the menu bar on the app. If you have not registered as an exhibitor, this button will not show up for you. And that will be the reason. And that's a really simple fix. Either register them as exhibitors, or you can reach out to support, which I will detail later, and we can fix that very easily for you. On the first time you'll use this, just for security, it will ask you to receive an OTP and to agree to the terms and conditions. And once that's done, you can literally just hover your camera on your phone across the contact's QR code, and it will automatically scan them. Very, very simple. You don't need to click anything to scan it. It will do it automatically. But yes, please make sure that they are registered exhibitors for them to get that functionality. One thing to cover in this and to note down is that there is unlimited amount of exhibitors you can have, or exhibitor badges. If your person is an energy club person, or if they're a delegate, whatever, we can still make sure they get scan leads if you so want. And I know that does come up. So please let me know if anyone has any questions or difficulties doing that. When it comes to both questions and lead scanning, exporting your contacts, one thing to point out, our registration provider does not provide integrations to the likes of Zuant or Cvent or anything like that, unfortunately. So we cannot, and they do not provide an API kit for you to directly take leads out. I'm happy to help you guys make sure you get what you need out of this. And I've already done quite a few calls to help some other exhibitors and make sure they get the questions and things they need. So again, I'm more than happy to help. Questions are created within your Visit Connect portal. Now, Visit Connect portal is where you'll recognize of how you are registering your team members. Those of you familiar with the dashboard will see that it's got dashboard team questions. Team is where you are uploading your registrants. If you have not logged in yet to do so, make sure you get logged in. If not, Nico and his team will be more than happy to help you with what your logins are. As soon as you register your team, that's when they will have access to scan leads. So make sure you do that as well. And it's worth pointing out as well, the information that you have uploaded into your marketing manual, logos, products, listings, etc., will automatically appear in the app. Again, if they do not, let me know and we can certainly help you on that front. But back to questions, it's very, very simple process. Once you click on the questions tab, you can write in whatever you want the question name to be. So for example, some people asked me, they want to specifically have a question to say, yes, you are able to send me marketing information. Absolutely. you can put that in as a yes or no single choice answer. Some people have wanted to put in questions, products interested in, or things that they want their salespeople to be able to put as if they're a hot lead, or where they are in the potential sales cycle, when they should follow up. Any additional information, the world is your oyster to do that. Obviously, the more you do, the more work it is, but you can replicate maybe some of the standard questions you have in your CRM systems or whatever your sales flow looks like, and add them in there. They can be multiple choice, single choice. You've got a bunch of different options of how you want to do that. Again, I'm happy to help on that front. And then when it comes to exporting within the same dashboard, it's the option down on the menu on the left-hand side, clicking connections, and that will bring you up a huge list of however many leads you've scanned. It will give you the basic information, who that person is, company, email, etc. And you have a couple of options you want to do. You can either email the connections directly to you. The caveat to that is sometimes emails do get trapped in your spam filters, firewalls, whatever. So your other option is to click on export leads, and that will just download you a CSV file that will contain all the relevant fields we capture at point of registration: email address, phone number, address, all those different things. And it will also include fields for any additional questions you may have asked, so that you can format it if you need to do some sort of bulk upload into CRM. And that's fairly straightforward. Again, happy to help you in that process. The last bit really for me to touch on before we open for questions is, as I've mentioned many times, myself and my team are here to help. Anything that arises before the event, we have a dedicated email address that we monitor, which is app, so app@gastechevent.com. We will be able to get back to you anything on there. I have done Teams calls with people when they've needed help, absolutely no problem. And then when we come to go on site to the event, as we have every year, we will have a dedicated Gastech Network help desk, where members of staff from my team and also from the event-based, the app providers team, will be on hand to help with any issues you may have, logins, export questions, whatever you need. They are there to help you get the most out of the app. That's a fairly whistle-stop tour. I'm happy to take any sort of questions that you guys may have.
Hi everyone, I've now unmuted everyone's mic. If you're unable to unmute, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you manually. In the meantime, Jamie, just a few questions have come through. What is the difference between the event-based app and the lead scanner? Is it the same app or is it two different apps?
All in the one app. So it's all under the Gastech Network app. Event-based are purely the provider. But when you download the app, you will see on the menu, if you scroll down, there is a button called Scan Leads, and that is the one you're looking for lead scanning.
Thank you. Another one is the lead scanners. Is that an additional cost for exhibitors or is that free of charge?
Absolutely not. It is complimentary, and you can have as many staff members using it. It's important to note that each individual will need to have their own device, and they will need to use that individually. Obviously, we don't want multiple logins on the same one, and you also want to note which individual is scanning those leads, if you need to apportion them or do anything afterwards. So it's one login and one device per person.
And two of pretty much the same questions. When is the Exhibitor app going live? And currently, some of the exhibitors can't see the questions on the portal. How would they add them?
Okay. If you can't see the questions, please just email us at app@gastechevent.com, and we will investigate why that might not be there. And then going live is next week. Exact date is difficult to tell you simply because it's in for approvals with the various app stores. But as soon as the app is published live, what we will do is every single person who is already registered will receive an email giving them details of what their login instructions are. And very same process to any app that you would go to of putting in whatever your registered email address is. It will give you the OTP. You create a password, and that makes sure we verified who you are. And we'll give you all the support documentation. We create user guides, etc. Will come through that way. So yeah, I would look out for it towards the end of next week.
And I'm just unmuting Vikram. Please go ahead. Vikram, are you able to unmute? I'm not sure he can, but in the meantime, he has put a question into the chat. How many users can use the app from a single company?
Unlimited. As many people as you have registered to attend as an exhibitor, you can have scanning leads. So everyone in your organization on site can scan leads.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brian.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Thank you for your answer because unfortunately I wasn't able to unmute that time.
Okay, great.
Okay. Do we have any other questions for Jamie?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for the information. How we can download these things? You will share the link, or we'll get it from the dashboard.
So everyone will receive an email when it launches, which will give instructions of how to download it from be it App Store, Google Play Store, and they will be coming out towards the end of next week. But if not, you'd be able to search for the Gastech network, and that's where you'd find it. Currently, if you search the Gastech network, you will not be able to log in because it's not launched and live yet. So if you look out towards the end of next week, I would recommend.
Fine. Thank you so much for the information.
Thank you, Jamie. Another question has come in from Jennifer. As a stand manager, do we have access to view the lead captures by all exhibiting staff on their individual profile? So can they export them on one central list?
Yes, good question. So the main point of contact, the stand manager, whoever that would be, yes, can download all the leads from everyone that's captured. And what we'll have is a column to say who that individual that downloaded it was, so they can be apportioned or whatever. I know some people historically use it to sort of measure output of people on the stand. So yes, you'll be able to see everyone who scans under your organization.
Thank you. And then just to clarify, another question is, do we need to register our staff as exhibitors before they can log into the app?
Yes, correct. So make sure everyone that you want to be able to scan leads is registered as an exhibitor. People will not be able to log into the app without first being registered for the event, because we obviously want to make sure that it's the correct people are using the app. You will not be able to use it without registering, no.
A question coming in from Kate. Just wanted to clarify on the questions. These can be customized and used as data captures when sales staff are talking to leads at the event and then downloaded after the event.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So to be very clear on that, so for example, if I was talking to Nico and I said, can I scan your badge, please, to follow up, I would scan his badge. Any questions that I may have pre-put in there, I don't know what industry is involved in, maybe ones internally for me of what sort of how hot or cold a lead he is, they would pop up at that point and I could fill them in while chatting to Nico, or as he walks away, I could fill them in. Additionally, your salesperson could finish the conversation, go back to the lead scanning, and then put those answers in. later if they wanted to. I personally would encourage your salespeople to do it at the time, and because they may forget, things get busy and you lose that moment. So that's why you could have maybe 3, 4, 5 questions, whatever you need, do at that time. And then yes, when you come to download, every question you have asked will be a column on that spreadsheet.
Thank you. And then as an exhibitor, can I book meetings through the apps with delegates and other exhibitors and visitors?
So you can book meetings through the app. One thing to clarify is there is a hierarchy of networking within the app, and that will be detailed within the user guides you are sent. But fundamentally, it works as a pyramid. So people who are VIPs, etc., at the very top, down to your sort of visitors at the bottom, and depending on what sort of hierarchy of privilege you has, depends who you can network with. But for example, if you're an exhibitor and you want to go off and find everyone who is interested in, I don't know, AI as an example, I would be using Event Copilot to sort of chat in and go, I want to network with this company, these people, whatever, and I would use that as the engine to go, great. I'm free at these times. Can you book these meetings in for me? Now, again, to be very clear, the other individual has to accept that meeting, and you would be notified as to that has been accepted, or if it's also rejected. After a certain period of time, they will time out, so you're not left wondering if it has been or hasn't been. But I would use Copilot as my tool to get the best out of that.
Thank you. I think this question here is for me. Is there a connection between exhibitor registration and badge collection? Yes, in order to collect your badges, you'll need to register as an exhibitor. Without registering as the exhibitor, essentially, we will not let you on site until you have registered due to our strict security protocols that we have this year. And then back for you, Jamie. If someone has a GEC All Access Pass, do they need to be registered as an exhibitor as well to scan leads?
Yes, that is correct. So we need to obviously know that they need the access to scan leads. You can either register them as an exhibitor, or you can drop us an email or get us on site and we can connect the dots for you. That's no problem. If they are registered as GEC and as an exhibitor, they would get the scan leads button, and when they come to go on site, they would just get their GEC badge, because that's their highest level of access. But anyone you want to be able to scan leads, make sure they have exhibitor access.
Another question is, can you put default questions for every staff member that's registered?
So within lead scanning questions, yes. Those questions, whatever you put, would be global. So if you had 100 staff and you had 5 questions, those 5 questions would appear for every single member of staff who are scanning.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions on the app coming in? Or again, feel free to unmute yourself. There is another question on this one's for me, Jamie. Any updates on VIP parking? Sorry, Sarah. Unfortunately, we're still finalizing that, and we'll be sharing it with the correct accounts shortly. Hopefully, we have that ready in a couple of weeks.
Good question.
It is. It's a really good question. Any other questions coming in? If not, I think we'll leave it there. Again, if you have any questions about the app, feel free to email the app team at gastechevent.com. Any operational questions, feel free to email us at operations@gastechevents.com. And again, a reminder that in August, services will be slow from Ferro Milano. You can still contact the team and still place orders online, but there will be a closed period between the 11th and the 15th of August. And yeah, thanks everyone. This session is recorded and will be shared afterwards. So thanks everyone for joining and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nico.
Jamie.
Thank you,
Thanks
Jamie.
again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.